fallen Jakal that he's sometimes able to surmount, and those are heck of times with this Lucario, but Jakal is just such a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, overcoming Jakal in a best of 3 is definitely a tall order, given how he has cemented his role as one of the best players in Jersey and consistently one of the top names in Fusion. But Vivi's no slouch in his own right, and starting things off on small battlefield with Lucario, I think does actually give him a leg up, because there's a lot of room for Lucario to just rush in on Wolf, in spite of how well he can control the plats with Blaster in there.
Yeah, both these characters are similar in a lot of ways. They both have actually the same airspeed. So a battle in the skies is not favored one way or the other, unless you get into account that Wolf just is able to outrange Lucario in a lot of ways, forcing the use of quick grab mix-ups and plenty of this initial dash spacing. Looking to move back and forth, waiting for the Jakal to mess up. But as soon as your movement, and you get a little bit too movement happy, that's when Wolf strikes back.
Now, well, I know you're a connoisseur of Lucario of sorts. Tell me, when you're fighting a Wolf yourself, what are you looking for in order to really take advantage of a character that you see so often in competitive play?
There's a lot of clean setups that you can get on fast fallers with things like Falling Nair and with things like Aura Sphere Charge. It's about waiting for the moment to go for those and using Lucario's incredible movement to try and bait out slight overextensions that you can punish extremely hard. Like that. It may have just been a simple empty hop out of shield, but that Aura Sphere is too big to mess with if you're Jakal.
All right, well, the Lucario pick proving its worth in real time, and I feel like finding little missteps in movement with Wolf are definitely going to be few and far between when it comes to Jakal, because that tends to be one of the stronger aspects as a player.
Yeah, that's why you have to use Lucario's equally good movement to bait it out, but trying to look for a punish where it wasn't, where there was none, and Vivi loses all of that aura and with his stock. Yet we see the ledge trap starting to go, a couple solid grabs, lingering nairs in order to catch these jumps, but Jakal gets by with a jump from ledge anyway. 71's not bad, and you have some low aura kill setups, like into down tilt back air, but you're basically just going to be ledge trapping for a full stock, which Vivi's been doing pretty well.
I was about to say, it looks like Vivi's pretty comfortable with playing this slow and steady race, because up until that dash attack, completely uncontested on the damage. And if he's willing to play that patient of a game, I feel like he's going to get rewarded, because look at what one back air was able to do.
Yeah, with the stock down, he was playing at the ideal percent, and there is the number just passed. 65% is the magic number for Lucario, because that's when his aura goes from not super impactful to extremely impactful, as we see the damage and the tech chase setups coming out from Vivi as he gets that back throw. Coming down with these nairs, looking to try and maybe even rob this stock around now if he finds a falling nair that can set up into a tech chase, which could land an F smash, and he's looking for it running off that platform.
Yeah, and the longer it takes for Jakal to find that kill on Vivi, the more chance there is for Vivi to make one situation turn disastrous. All of them just hunting around in the air. It's so strange to see a character match Wolf, like note for note when it comes to movement.
They have same airspeed, and he was looking for, I don't know what he was looking for, maybe a roll, maybe a spot dodge, but either way, Jakal not giving it to him, but he finds it. I love that movement, because there were so many chances, or so many instances where Vivi would do a B reverse backwards and then jump afterward with something like fair, nair, or up air. That time, we will see it right here. He stays on the ground and dashes back using the charge storage canceling, which is when you tap and release shield within 3 frames while charging a move. It kept him on the ground and allowed him to go into a read of whatever Jakal was going to do, whether it be neutral air dodge or a nair. Both common options for a Wolf player.
Curious to see what Jakal's adjustments are going to be coming into game 2, because it looks like we've got the same scenario. Small battlefield versus Vivi's Lucario. And it seemed like Jakal played it out really well, but Vivi's patience really came through to reward him towards the latter half of game 1.
Yeah, Vivi, there's a couple different playstyles from Lucario going around, with Armadillo doing very well in Canada, but Armadillo plays the poking, plays like a poking setup kind of Lucario, looking for clean conversions dependent on aura. Vivi is the patient style where he'll poke and prod and play with Aura Sphere movement until you get a little bit too desperate, and he's the king at making mountains out of molehills. It's interesting to see go to work. Oh, but
It's finding like the little chip damage here and there, although it seems like Vivi's struggling to find landings is starting to be what Jakal is taking advantage of here in Game 2. We saw bits and pieces of it from Vivi, but it went unnoticed, I feel, in Game 1. It also helped that it's doing a lot of landing with Aura Sphere, but Aura Sphere charge there, giving him the confirm he needed to take the lead.
yeah, just super solid stuff that allows you to kill even earlier is, hey, any character would take it, let's be honest. But now you get to see Lucario snowball a little bit, assuming that Vivi can keep his stock alive. But Jakal, every time I see Jakal, I always have to describe his play as a brutal efficiency. Yeah, he keeps getting
He's got a very
outspaced.
methodical sense to his characters, especially his Wolf. And it ends up fitting for him. Back air evens up the stock count, and I've got a feeling he can even up the damage as well, depending on how he chooses to take back the stage, because coming into Game 2, I feel like Jakal has given so much of the floor to Vivi and is trying to fight his way out of the corner, which is where he's getting a lot of damage, but here fighting out from center stage, Jakal's playing phenomenally.
That frame trap was so good. He expected the neutral air dodge and not only punished it with a falling fair in revert after going for back air, but able to just get the kill off of it. So important for every character to kill Lucario off of their setups and off of their advantage, and Jakal really proving just how much of a swing it can be for a Wolf. But, I mean, here we see Vivi again, just ledge trapping for multiple seconds at a time and getting decent damage off of it, but without enough aura, he wasn't able to find the stock. And hey, past the magic number. See if you can make something off of it.
And for a moment, I was seeing a bit of deja vu, but I feel like the way that Jakal's being much more proactive in Game 2 is really helping him out. Building up that damage right away, and being the stock up, he doesn't have to approach, but he's threatening a lot of space in the middle with Nair, but he's got to be mindful of how big Aura Sphere gets.
Yeah. At 97, this is, yeah, a real deja vu here. Oh, he did nothing. He just fell down and did nothing at all. Just expecting Jakal to kind of wait for his... expecting Jakal to do a lot of things, getting double tech roll in reads with a couple of back throws.
Well, the landing with extreme speed there, very dangerous. Just right in Jakal's face.
Yeah, Vivi's playing with fire, but he's got the aura to maybe make Jakal a little bit scared. It's the Force Palm Flame covers him.
So big?
The flame is huge. Oh, yeah, he lingered with that Nair just a little bit, seeing if he could do the same thing or a similar thing that had netted him that advantage state to begin with. Linger with an aerial, maybe push Jakal off stage or on a platform, but that time Jakal gets the better of that situation with the Wolf back air, which is absolutely going to kill.
I was about to say, if it was back air for back air, we may have seen the stocks trade right then and there, but Lucario Nair is not matching up to Wolf Bear. Which is a really good call from Jakal. And coming into Game 3, Lucario's sticking around. All right. Makes sense. Vivi's been playing this one out really well. And I like that it's a matter of both the players just trying to one-up each other. No one's really falling short in spite of the pressure.
Yeah, that time waiting a little bit on platform, getting a little bit of charge. All right, already almost 10 seconds in, and both of them are spacing each other out, but that's where Lucario comes in with the falling there. Yet,
if anything, the previous two games have shown us is that, like, being aware of how heavily you get rewarded for just a little bit of patience in this matchup is going to make us have those little bouts of several seconds going with no damage, just both of them trying to space around with their hit confirms.
And really, Jakal's game plan here is like, I'm going to hold center and force you to do something about it. Lucario isn't always reliable when it comes to challenging hitboxes. So, speaking of, that hitbox is going to come out clutch, catching Vivi running off that platform.
Talking about clutch, the extreme speed hitbox making for a safe landing, almost giving us the situation for Vivi to turn a total reversal.
Oh my god, back and forth with these either both premier spacing and excellent coverage, but the Aura Sphere comes in clutch, holding center, and yeah, get Aura high enough, and Aura Sphere starts hitting ledge hang for every character.
Which is pretty impressive, given that Wolf doesn't have a bad ledge hang.
No, not at all. I
Yeah,
really want
that's a
to.
really minute detail for characters to be appreciating, but here, Jakal got to be a little bit more mindful of it.
Oh, I guess that wall jump, Lucario's wall jump, excellent for extra mix-ups. And I really want to see Vivi almost play the ground a little bit more. You see how many falling aerials Jakal is doing. Those are potentially amazing parries if he has the willingness to go for them. But I can understand not wanting to risk aura, though he does drop it to a dash attack. And a good read on Jakal's part to expect the dash back, which Vivi's been doing a plenty.
Oh yeah, he's been doing it a ton, and it's clear that he gets plenty off of it. So trying to force these situations as Wolf seems to be actually rewarding Jakal, where I thought that would be a big risk. He's just trying to take advantage of how aggressive he's allowed to be with Wolf's tools, even if it's not what we usually expect from Jakal's play.
Catches the falling fair, but not able to get the back air afterwards. Jakal's been just... When he sees a cross-up, he's challenging it with things like dash attack and F-tilt, which has been pretty huge. He's been able to catch Vivi a lot, jumping or rolling away out of shield, picking a defensive option. Oh, he teched in place. That could have been a very dangerous spot for Jakal, but Vivi doesn't pull the trigger.
Vivi's looking on the hunt for something at the ledge, but he's got to be mindful about how he gets there. Wayward dash attack on shield ends up being disastrous for Vivi.
Oh, Nair into Nair, but... oh my god.
Not to Nair, it's just a whole lot of Nairs.
This is Nair the game, man. Wolf Nair and Lucario Nair, both phenomenal buttons.
Like, especially while at the deficit, like, Vivi's coming with impressive power, and he's shown that he's able to equalize these stocks very easily. Although Jakal now opting for the blaster play, I think that's really smart, because now we got Vivi on a little bit of a wire. 21% only built onto him, but he's got to make something happen.
And outranged with that fair, but this... Lucario doesn't have a killing move out of shield, but he's going for the D-frame.
Good call out.
Yeah, just raw. He needed something there before it got too out of hand. And 44, or 59 now, that's not too bad. Especially since you got all this aura, too.
Yeah, Vivi's proven multiple times that, like, the percentage game, it's almost like a different sense of percentage game than we typically look at in competitive play. Because Lucario, like, he benefits so much from the stacking of aura and rage.
He just needs to find some outlet to use it. But that was risky as all hell, but hey, it paid off a little bit. Gets the tech roll in to keep him alive, but Jakal was calling out all of these defensive habits from Vivi right when he needs them most.
Dude's an animal who chooses to land on Wolf smash attacks on purpose.
Vivi's looking for some outlet with all this aura. He needs to use it before he loses it. And he's going to lose it soon at this rate as he's 8% from max aura. But Wolf dash attack doesn't care at 180. All Vivi needed to do was, Jakal, excuse me, needed to do was reset over and over and over again. It's just me. Oh, there you are. He would reset Vivi in disadvantage over and over, just catching landings, catching jumps. And Lucario in disadvantage, while he's able to get back to stage aplenty and get back to ledge, landing on Wolf is a different story.
Yeah, no, in bits and pieces, we saw that poor choices in landings really became Vivi's downfall. I think while Jakal didn't opt to really do much with it in game one, picking up on it and then slowly finding little punishes here and there in game two, by the time we reached game three, Jakal's just straight swinging anywhere that Vivi tries to land. And even though Vivi proved himself to be very bold in landing on multiple attacks, sometimes finding a hit of his own through it, it's just very risky. You can't really find all that risk on Wolf because he's going to hit you hard.
Yeah, I will always just keep remembering the one true interaction that kind of encompasses the matchup where Vivi's running around and trying to throw out these floaty Lucario Nairs, and Wolf Nair just flat out would beat it out every single time. Yeah, you have to play with so much finesse as Lucario to play around Wolf's